In 1996, when I was 16 years of age, as most mothers, my mother also used to worry a lot about me. I used to be a very playful kid, hardly focusing on studies, just playing around. And she used to worry a lot. What's going to happen to this boy? How is he going to end up? What's going to be his career? What's his life going to be like? One day Swami came in my mother's dream. And he said, "Don't worry. I will take care of your children. Me and my sister, I will take care of your children." This was in June. In December the same year, 1996, my mother had a fracture and she was bedridden. She was sitting on the bed. One afternoon, 2 p.m., The Ultimate Experience by Phyllis Crystal. She just looked up and Swami was standing there at the entrance of the room, leaning against the wall and smiling at my mom. Obviously, my mom was taken aback. And then Swami said, "Your children are my children. I will take care of them. Don't worry." And then Swami said, "You keep worrying about your son a lot. About Sanjay. Sanjay will do systems management." All this he said in Tamil. He said, "Baba, Baba nu sonna poduma. Faith irkanum." He said, "It's not enough to just say Baba, Baba. You must have faith. I will take care of your children. Sanjay systems management da pannuvan." He said, "Your son will do systems management." My mother was a housewife, and this I am speaking about 1996, the pre-internet era. I know the SCC students won't even know what it means. No internet, no phones, no mobile phones, no emails. So my mother didn't even know. She was a housewife. She didn't even know what these words mean. Systems management, what does it even mean? So she shouted for my dad. My dad came running and she said, "Swami appeared." My dad said, "How can that be? We are just ordinary devotees. You must have slept, dozed off by reading the book, and Swami must have appeared in your dream." She said, "No, I was wide awake. Swami was standing right there. And he said, Sanjay will do systems management." What does it mean? Well, my dad also was not sure. He said, "I think systems means something to do with computers. Management means something to do with, I think MBA or something." And through a lot of accidental sequence of events, I did indeed end up doing my engineering in computer science and then my MBA and PhD in management from the Sri Sai Institute of Higher Learning. My first designation in the Sri Sai Institute of Higher Learning was Deputy Manager Systems. And my second designation, which I currently hold, is Faculty Department of Management. Of course, this happened exactly 15 years after 1996, but it happened. The first interview that my parents got 10 days before Guru Purnima in the July of 2004, as my mother entered the interview room, Swami said, "Dreamla vandu sonne, nera vandu sonne. I came in your dream and I told you. I came directly and I told you. Now I am telling you face to face. Your children are my children. I will take care of them. I take responsibility of them. Don't worry." In the first personal interview that I had with Swami, I had the opportunity to be in the interview room with few people many times before that. But the first time I was alone with Swami, just Swami and me. It was 17th February 2004. It was exactly one day before that year's Shivratri, which was 18th February. Swami called me around 7:30 in the morning. He called me, and first time I was alone with Swami, and Swami hugged me. I hugged Swami. He kissed me, and I kissed Swami. And Swami cried, and I cried. And Swami said something which I have not understood or deciphered till date. He just said, "I have been waiting for this chance for so long." These were my thoughts, but Swami said this. Over the years, I have realized that Swami is watching over us way before we have learned to look to Him. Swami is seeking us way before we have started to seek Him. Swami remembers us way before we have learned to think of him. And this has been my experience even before we have offered ourselves to Swami. Swami has already taken our burden. And if our heart reverberates with the love of Swami, then this is certain that our relationship with Swami is very, very old and ancient. Way older than what we all realize. We have known Swami, been with Swami for very long. Swami's assurance does not mean that he will take care of you. That assurance does not mean life will be a bed of roses. In fact, some of the most challenging years of my life have been the ones that I spent with Swami. When Swami says, I will take care of you, well, beware. What it really means is that he will simply accelerate your evolution, which means, well, sooner than you expected, you will get to know yourself as you truly are, which really means that all the muck within, which would have come out slowly, will come out at a much faster rate, and we will have simply much more to deal with than very often we can handle. So life is not a bed of roses, but some beautiful moments with Swami. The loving moments, the gentle, beautiful moments that we get to spend with Swami make that journey, which is actually pretty difficult, make that journey slightly more palatable to the mind, of course. There are many wonderful things that I have gathered or learnt from Swami over the years. Swami always says, silence is Sai-lence. Of course, when Swami says silence, he means something very profound, which probably we'll get to discuss more in the workshops that we will conduct today. But Swami always says, speak only when it improves on the silence. When you are new to Swami, by that I mean, when Swami is beginning to speak to you, Swami is a great master at making you feel very, very special when he wants to. He is just unbelievable. He will make you feel that he has descended only for you. If for you, but for you, he may not have had the avatarhood at all. He will make you feel. And he has made millions feel like that. But when he makes you feel like that, you will feel you are the first and the last who has got this kind of affection. But there will be millions before you and millions after you. This is Swami's game. But it is very difficult to see when you are in the game. Anyway, be that as it may, when Swami is newly giving you attention, we take liberties with Swami. You can just get away with saying anything. Only after a few months you begin to realize the importance of being conscious, alert. And remember, you are sitting in front of a great spiritual being. Be alert. How you sit, what you say, what you do, how you move. You have to be conscious and aware. But in the beginning, you could just basically say anything and get away. It was, it's like a new romance. So it was that time. And I was sitting in the interview room with 2 or 3 other elderly devotees, and Swami was talking politics. Just now the Indian elections concluded a couple of days back. That also was India's election season, 2004. Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister of India at that time, and many of you may not know what happens back in India. At that time, there was a lady who was the wife of one of the late Prime Ministers of our country, Srimati Sonia Gandhi. And there was a chance that she may become Prime Minister after the elections. So I'm just setting the context. And this hot discussion was going on, and one elderly devotee told Swami, Swami, we are a country of 1 billion people. Well, now we are 1.3. By the time I meet you in the next retreat, we might be 1.6. But at that time, we were 1 billion. And he said, Swami, we are 1 billion people. Can we not find one Prime Minister? We have to import a Prime Minister from Italy. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi was of Italian origin. When I am saying this experience, this is no indication of my political ideas. I am just telling you what happened in the room that day. And Swami said, yes, you're absolutely correct. I should have just kept quiet. But over enthusiasm, you want to show off to Swami. I said, Swami, a criminal can become Prime Minister, Swami. Sonia Gandhi should not. The moment I said that, it didn't feel right. I said, how could I say such a stupid thing to Swami? This is such a casual remark. Such a politically loaded statement. This is something you could talk to your friends with. Even at that time, you should be more conscious. Such a bitter statement. But why would I say this to Swami? And I was like, oh God, what have I done? But instantly Swami said, good point, very good boy, manchi point. And I was like, oh, thank God. I just escaped. But then, Swami's way that I have observed over many years is a very peculiar way of teaching. When you go down a certain wrong path, Swami will not only not tell you to not go there, he will nudge you even further. Very good, go. And he will push you even deeper. Because spirituality, I have realized, is such a subjective thing that it has to necessarily emerge from within. It cannot be communicated or transmitted from without. It has to emerge from within. And Swami will encourage you until that one day when we ourselves realize that this is not working and we take a U-turn, and then Swami will say, good boy. Until then, Swami will say, very good, very good, very good. So anyway, Swami said, manchi point, good boy. And I was like, wow, I told something very brilliant. Then something terrible happened. After that, each time I was in the interview room with Swami, each time a political discussion will start, which was very often because there was election season, suddenly in the middle of the conversation, Swami said, you wait, you tell, manchi point, yeah, boy, manchi point, tell, chepu. And I will be like, Swami, a criminal can become Prime Minister, but Sonia Gandhi cannot. Good point, good boy. This Swami did close to 10 or 11 times. Every time, manchi point, chepu. I was like, Swami, criminal can become. And this went on and on and on. And I was like, oh my God. Each time I will have to say this, the taste in my mouth and my mind will become more and more bitter. And Swami made sure he drove the point home until the bones of my body realized the folly of not being conscious with Swami. It went on and on. I think 11th or 12th time, I don't know the exact number, but it was many times. Again, when one Swami said, chepu. But the thing is this, you can't say, Swami, I made a mistake, please forgive me. Because Swami is apparently appreciative of what you said. So you can't let Swami down. And Swami, when he's in the mode of, he is playing a drama, we better play along. So you can't say, Swami, I did a mistake, because Swami seems to be appreciative. So it's a very catch-22 situation. So once on the 12th or 13th time, I don't know, Swami said, chepu. I just stood up and I just with great pity on my face, I just, with pain, I just looked at Swami. And then Swami smiled. Sit down. No need. And that was the end of it. After that, he never asked me to repeat. And so I learned that day what happens when we speak too much.